Okay, so this is a problem actually. We're then going to go to the travel phase. During the travel phase, I can spend resolve to reveal adjacent locations. I think I'm just going to move. I think I'm just going to move randomly, hold on to this resolve, and hopefully use it in an upcoming encounter. So we're going to move to this next location, and that is the Blackwood Trail. Alright, so back to our player aid. Moving. Ancient. Oh, and we must discard a number of cards equal to the number of players. Well, obviously Herrig is not going to do that. So that means that Venda is going to have to do that. She's going to discard this taunt card, and she is going to discard the Wrath Call. That's really sucks. This is not going well so far, actually. Alright, so the Ancient Trail, after this location becomes safe, reveal one location that is adjacent. That's pretty good, actually. Unfortunately, we're going to have to deal with more brigands and bandits and sorcerers because this is a Borderlands location. And the enemy type we were just fighting... Hello, Harvey. The enemy type we were just fighting is actually more commonly associated with the Borderlands location. I just happened to get an encounter that put them in the Wildlands because they were off hunting beasts. Okay. So, check this. We've traveled. We've traveled. Party relocation. And then we're going to check for an encounter. If there's not, we're going to draw an encounter. We're going to set up the encounter. Then we're going to go to the pursuit phase, basically. Alright, so drawing encounters until we get one that matches a Borderlands location. Deadlands. Wrong deck. Wildlands. Wildlands. Deadlands. Borderlands. Okay, the Tormentors. These other encounters all get discarded. Tormentors. Setup rules none. Enemies, number of players +2. Red of any type. Okay, let's go. So, Renegade Flamecaster, Blackwood Assassin, Renegade Flamecaster, Renegade Flamecaster. Alright, the Tormentors are a band of sorceresses, I guess. Damn it! Special rules. At the end of the defense phase, discard one progress, or discard progress equal to the number of heroes from this card if there's at least one sorcerer in play. If there are no sorcerers in play, discard just one progress. Progression. One progress for each enemy that leaves play. One progress whenever a hero receives any restoration points. So, I need to kill enemies to make progress. I need to have at least 3 progress or no enemies in play on the encounter to resolve it. If I retreat, I have to degrade the active location, which makes it even worse to pass through, and one adjacent location. I'm definitely not doing that. Okay, so these Tormentors are going to come and torture me with their fire magics, and I must somehow defend against that. So, I'm going to put that encounter card up here. We're going to then go to the pursuit phase. The pursuit phase. Okay, so time to distribute these Tormentors. It looks like it's not going to matter with the last two, because they're identical. So, do I want the Assassin here or here? I think the answer is obvious. I want the Assassin here with Venda. So that means the Renegade Flamecaster is going to get drawn to Herrig. The Blackwood Assassin is going to Venda. Then we're going to deal 1 Flamecaster to each of them. And thus ends the pursuit phase. We will now get into the hero phase. And we're back. Okay, I just wanted to mention one thing before I get into the round. I misread this card when I was looking at it before. I actually need 5 progress tokens on it because it's 2 times the number of players plus 1, not the number of players plus 1. So this is another one. It's going to last a couple of rounds unless, now here's the tricky thing. So to make progress against the Tormentors, I have to kill them, or I can also put progress on it when a hero receives any restoration points. So basically, shaking off their poison, I guess. And it just so happens that Venda has an advanced action, Unstoppable, that whenever she eliminates an enemy, she receives 1 restoration point for each enemy eliminated by that action. So that means that if Venda can go first, and if she manages to eliminate both these enemies after purchasing this ability, then she'll be able to put on 4 progress all by herself. And then Herrig only needs to eliminate 1, which is nice because Herrig is sort of underpowered at the moment because all of his cards are in his discard pile. Okay, so let's give that a shot. Venda is going to take the first hero turn. First thing she's going to do is she's going to spend 3 resolve. She's going to purchase Unstoppable. Put it in her hand. She's going to put it in her hero area. That costs 1 focus. And then it'll just stay there. And let's see here. Might as well put this whetstone in her hero area as well. And let's see. We have a cleaver and we also have a hand axe. And it doesn't really matter which one I put in first. Well, it does matter actually. So I misspoke. What I meant to say is that I can't put both of them in at the same time. So I should decide which one I'm going to put in first. I'm probably going to end up discarding one though. So let's see here. She can deal, if she can deal 4 damage physical, she can kill the Renegade Flamecaster. If she can deal 5 damage physical, she can kill the Blackwood Assassin. Ideally, I would like to kill both of them during the action phase. Now, the Cleaver of Havoc can additionally put conditions on the enemies, which will deal them damage during the defense phase. So after I need to defend against them, then they can take additional damage and get killed off, but that will not trigger this nice special ability I just purchased. Make a little bit more room over here because I think I might have to start doubling up on the cards. Okay, so Cleaver of Havoc, equipping this requires a lot of enemy focus. But the nice thing is, if I do end up enraging an enemy, the Renegade Flamecaster, that just increases her defense. So if I could take out the Blackwood Assassin first, then I should be fine. So I think I will equip the Cleaver of Havoc. That's 3 enemy focus, 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to use a Furious Strike as my regular action for the turn. So Furious Strike, resolve any 1 action of any axe card in your hero area. If that action deals any physical damage, add +2 physical damage and +1 enemy focus. So if I do the regular action of the Cleaver of Havoc, that's 2 damage. I can discard up to 3 combat cards to deal 1 additional damage for each card so discarded. So let's see, that would be 4 damage altogether. If I discard an additional combat card, then that would be 1 additional damage. But if instead I use the hand axe, because that has the exact same use, then yeah, the only difference between the hand axe and the Cleaver of Havoc is that the Cleaver is going to add a flame token at the end. So I'm going to use my regular action to do the Furious Strike. We're going to Furious Strike with this hand axe, do that regular action. So that's a total of 3 resolve, or 3 enemy focus, 1, 2, 3, plus I'm going to then discard this other Furious Strike card, which is a combat card, to do 1 more. So that is a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 physical damage against the skirmisher, or the Blackwood Assassin here, who is a skirmisher, I just noticed. So I cannot target him unless all of the enemies in the area are ranged, which they all happen to be. So that's lucky. So all of that's done. This gets discarded. This, of course, gets discarded. This guy gets killed. I get 2 resolve back, plus I get 1 point of restoration. Plus I put out a progress token on Tormentors. Plus I put out a progress token for my 1 point of restoration. Okay, so where is this ability? We receive 1 restoration and 1 more enemy focus. Alright, so what am I going to restore? What am I going to put back on the bottom of my deck? Let's see here. I think I'm going to put back this Furious Strike card. That seems pretty useful to have. I don't really need to deal with the axe, because at the end of my turn, no, once per round as a fast action, I can move any 1 axe card from my discard pile to the top of my deck. I'm going to do that right now. And then I can then attack the Renegade Flame Caster, and I can attack her with fast actions, because each of these axes, even if if I equip this other axe, I could then deal, I'm going to do that, equip the other axe as well, which costs another enemy focus, which means she is now enraged. She has better magic defense. And then I'm going to do the fast action of, let's see, well, actually, I can't really do anything else. I could deal 1 damage to her, but that's not enough to kill her. Because for the fast actions, I still need to discard cards to make those better. I could get rid of the Whetstone to deal 1 additional damage, but that's not going to really do it. So I wonder, if I don't equip this axe yet, keep that in my hand, so that she is not enraged, then would I be able to kill her with this guy? But then, you know, I'm not going to be able to kill both of these and this one. So I think I will equip my axe. This is just going to last a couple of rounds, unfortunately. Well, wait. No. Back again. Well, no. Back, forward. We keep that equipped. But I do have the 2 resolve, so I could just buy a card. Alright, any card that would help me make my attack stronger. Got anything, actually, that has a combat that has the combat trait to it. So, for instance, ooh, I could do this double slash. That would be pretty useful, and then I wouldn't have to get rid of the Whetstone. What is this? If you resolve any action of an axe card that deals physical damage, deal an additional +1 physical damage, +1 enemy focus. You may discard another axe card from your hero area to deal +2 physical damage, +2 focus. So that would be a total of +3. And I could, for instance, use the Cleaver of Havoc. Use this card to deal +1. Discard the hand axe to deal +2. So that's a total of 5. Again, she only needs 4. I'm going to do that. I'm purchasing this double slash. Alright, double slash. And I'm going to then use the Cleaver of Havoc, just the fast action of it, deal 2 physical damage, +2, 1, 2, that goes back down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but then +1, and then +2 more. So I've now gone over the reinforcement track twice. However, I do also need to discard a hand axe, and then anything else? Oh, I need to put the Cleaver of Havoc on top of my deck, discard this card, but she is dead, which means I get another progress, I get another resolve, and I get another restoration point if I do this one. Alright, so I believe I'm going to then do, I think I'm going to put this double slash back on bottom, and I'm going to repeat my action. Actually, let's just pretend that I hadn't done this yet, because I could easily have done this in a different order. I'm going to repeat my action of putting an axe from my discard pile on top of my deck. So actually that should be the third card. The Cleaver of Havoc should be the third card down. You know what? No. I'm not going to do that. Leave this in my discard pile because I sort of... No, I don't care. I am very indecisive today. Yeah, so all of that goes 1, 2, 3 more. And I would then enrage an enemy in my hero area if I had one, but I do not. So her turn is done. She draws back up to 5. And she has some taunts. So she could move these guys over here, although that's not really going to do any good at the moment. Okay, Herrig's turn, and Herrig's goal is to eliminate both of these sorcerers, because if he does, I can then pass this. If I don't eliminate both sorcerers, then because of the special rules at the end of the defense phase, I have to lose 1 progress on it, and it's going to take me another round. Well, it would take me another round anyway. So I want to kill both the sorcerers. How am I going to do it? Let's see. Any action of a frost card that deals any amount of damage also lowers that target's defense by 1 to a minimum of 0. So, as a fast action, with my Blade of Shiver, I can just kill one. And then as another fast action, I can kill another one. Actually, that's very useful. I'm just going to do that. So, fast action. It is a frost card. I can deal 2 physical damage and 2 enemy focus. I can also use the Aura of Cold to lower that target's physical defense by... I just realized it's physical defense, not magic defense. So it's not going to kill them in 1 hit. Let's see. Unless I discard a frost card. I do not have any frost cards in my hand. I could purchase a frost card, though. I could easily purchase a Touch of Cold and discard that to power this up, get the, what is it called, Resolve from killing her, purchase another Touch of Cold, discard that to do the next fast attack. Yeah, might as well. Okay. So, 1 Resolve spent to purchase this Touch of Cold. I'm also going to equip this Scroll of Wisdom, and actually right away I am going to use the Scroll of Wisdom, moving it to my burial pile to move up to 3 cards from my discard pile to the bottom of my deck. And the cards that I want to move are, let's get this Frost Shield. We want a Frost Shield. We want a Frost Bolt. And we want, let's see, Cold Snap. Let's just get another Frost Shield out there. Frost Shield, then Frost Bolt, then Frost Shield. Okay. So, I purchased the Touch of Cold. I'm going to use my Blade of Shiver. Deal 2 physical damage, 2 enemy focus. 1, 2. I'm going to discard 1 Frost card. This is a Frost card to deal +1 damage, +1 enemy focus. 1. Oh, now I have to get rid of this card, though. That's no good. Well, I don't think I really have an option here. So I'm decreasing her defense by 1. So that's dealing 3 damage, -1 for the defense, so that's going to kill her. And she's dead. I get another progress token, and I get another resolve. And then the question is, this goes on top of my deck. The question is there anything I can do to kill the other one? I don't know if there is. Well, no. If I had 1 more resolve, I could do it. But this isn't helping me at all. So, luckily, I can easily defend against her attack. So that's not an issue. But I don't see... So I automatically am going to defend against her attack, but I need to be able to kill her. And since that blade is out of my hand now, I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. Well, let's just see if there's anything she can do. I mean, she can move the enemy into her hero area, but that doesn't really help me at all. So I believe that's just going to be the end of my turn, and I'm going to draw back up to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. And then I think we're on the defense phase now. Yes, defense phase. Activate each enemy in a hero area once. He is going to just, as a reflex, cancel the 2 magic damage from her. And then we would remove conditions. And then unfortunately, at the end of the defense phase, there is a sorcerer in play, so we remove 1 progress from the tormentors. We only have 3, we needed 5. So it's not quite over yet, which means it's going to go into overtime. It's going to go into round next. And first we need a time card. This one. I hate this one. Okay. So we're going to go 1, 2, and then we can collectively discard 2 times the number of hero cards to ignore this event. Otherwise, we have to move it forward 1 more. Going to move it forward 1 more. Luckily, this came up at the beginning, because the later on the time track that this comes up, the worse it gets, because the number of spaces additionally it moves up is equal to the number in the little black box that you've passed most recently, so it gets really bad toward the end. And And that's one of the reasons why I think the time track is a little busted in the game. I mean, not really busted, but it's definitely the major source of difficulty, and depending on the luck of the draw, it can essentially decide your fate. Okay. There is an active encounter in play, so we're not going to use the tangled paths here. We're going to go to the reinforcements phase. Reinforcements on tormentors is 0, so nothing moves forward, but we do get the 1 reinforcement that is on the quest charter. So 1 reinforcement comes out. It could be any red enemy. It's a Blackwood Mage Hunter. Ooh. Whenever a player buries any cards as a result of this enemy's attack, that player discards 1 arcane or spell card if able. And enraged, apply mana drain effect as if a card was buried. Well, actually, that's nice because Herrig has 4, Venda has 6, so he's going to go pursue Venda. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to go into the hero phase again. So we just need to kill the 2 enemies. I think I'm going to go Herrig first this time. So Herrig is going to equip the Blade of Shiver and attack again, essentially. Or I could just attack with a Frostbolt. Maybe I'll just do that. So as a regular action, I can resolve 1 action of an arcane card in my hand. If the action requires or allows for discarding arcane or frost cards, treat it as if 1 arcane or frost card was already discarded. Place this card on top of your deck. No, you know what? No reason not to use the Blade of Shiver, because the Blade of Shiver doesn't require any discarding. Wait. No, I would need to discard a card in order to deal enough damage to kill her. So, never mind. I'm not going to equip the Blade. I'm going to use the Frostbolt. I'm going to use the Ice Staff as though I was discarding a Frost card. Yeah. And then that is enough to power up the Frostbolt, deals the 2 damage minus her 1 defense, or I'm subtracting 1 from her defense, so dealing the 2 damage directly to her. It's going to cost me 1, 2, and then she's dead. You get 1 progress, or 1 resolve, 1 progress, and the Frostbolt is discarded. I am then also going to equip my Blade of Shivers, so 1, 2, 3, reinforcements moves up 1. That is the end of the turn. Yep, that's it. So, end of his turn, he's going to draw back up 1 more card. And then we're going to have Venda, and she's just going to take out this Blackwood Mage Hunter real quick. So, 1 to equip the hand axe. We're going to do 1 to equip the other hand axe. And we're going to... He's only got a physical defense of 1 and 2 HP, so he needs to have 3 damage done to him physically. I can discard a taunt card to power it up, so I'm going to do that. Discarding a taunt card as a combat to power up the hand axe. I'm just doing the regular attack, the regular action of the hand axe, or the fast action of the hand axe. I mean, just doing the fast action of the hand axe. So I'm just putting it back on top of my deck. This goes up 1, 2, 3. That goes up 1, and the Mage Hunter is defeated. I get 1 progress, I get 1 resolve, and I get 1 restoration. So what do I want to put in my restoration? I think I'm going to put in a Furious Denial. And the restoration gives me another progress. So now we're on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're definitely going to win the quest this time, or the encounter. I'm then going to take this Cleaver of Havoc, and I'm going to equip that. So 1, 2, 3, I would enrage an enemy if I had one. I don't. And then I'm going to keep this card in my hand and draw back up to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? Alright. And then I'm going to move those up a little bit too. And then we have the... What's the next phase? I think it's the defense phase. Nobody's around, so nothing happens here. And then in the encounter phase, we're ending the encounter. So, disperse enemies. Improve the active location. We're going to improve it to safe. Draw 2 rewards. Let's get those rewards. The Ice Talisman. That looks like it belongs to my friend here. So he's going to take that into his hand. For fast action, place 1 frost card from your discard pile on top of your deck. Put this card on top of your deck. Oh, that's pretty cool. Basically, you're swapping it for frost cards. Either you put it in the discard, or you put this on top of your deck, put something in the discard on top of your deck, or you put this in the burial pile and put a burial pile card on top of your deck. That's pretty cool. And then a healing potion. You know what? Herrig really needs the healing potion too, because he needs lots of restoration points. He has, as you can see, no deck, just discards. Alright. Heroes rest if location is safe. It is safe. So we're going to rest. And this location has 2 restoration points, so we're going to get 2 plus our natural restoration points of 1 each, so 3 each. Plus, after this location becomes safe, I can reveal an adjacent location. So that would be this snowy crag here. That becomes perilous. And we're going to get our 3 points of restoration each. So Venda. She is... I think she's going to take this... Let's see. She's going to take... probably wants a Furious Strike again. That's 1. And she's going to take this Wrath Call. These 2 Wrath Call. Well, no. She'll take a Wrath Call, and I think she'll take a Blunt Bash. And we'll put the Wrath Call on the bottom there. I don't really need the Wrath Call card right now. But it's better to have it in my deck than to have it in my discard pile. And then Herrig is going to go 1. He's going to put that back on the bottom of his deck, and then he's going to take 1 other card from here and put it in the bottom. And that's probably going to be... What is the Frost Call? Draw 2 cards. That's not useful to him at all. So he's going to take that Frost Bolt again. Okay? And then what happens next? Reset enemy focus. Da-da-da. Da-da-da. Draw to your draw limit. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because... Why? Why do I have 6 cards? I'm not sure why I have 6 cards in my hand. I think that must be a mistake. I think it maybe this Furious Strike was supposed to be on the bottom of my deck or something. I'm not sure when I drew a card. Darn. I mean, it's possible that I had an extra card from something. I don't remember doing that. And then Herrig needs to draw these other 2 cards. And then we're going to discard the active encounter. So discard the active encounter. But wait, It is a Borderlands encounter. We don't have one of those, so instead of discarding it, we're going to attach it to Ralphor's. We just need one more encounter. It could be either Wildlands or Deadlands, because the one we already have counts as either one of those. And then we've successfully ended an encounter, so we're going to that's not what happens now. Now we get to the end of the round. Well, first we have the time phase, then we get to the end of the round and we move stuff around. So, time phase. Nothing happens except for... What the hell? Oh, darn. Oh, dearie dear. I believe it was here, though. So, 1, 2. I would enrage enemies if I had any. Alright, now we do the sliding thing. So, we're going to take these, sort of shuffle them up. We're going to draw a random one. It is a B. Move the middle column up. Middle column moves up. So the planes of ice are shifting once again. And that's a big mess. And there we go. And we're going to shuffle that back in. Okay, so for the next round, I do think it would be worthwhile, because I have so many cards here, to just go back to the Hearthfire Inn and spend one round resting. And I don't think I'm going to spend any resolve to reveal any locations. So, just going to, for my travel phase, I'm going to move down here. Then, next phase, we had reinforcements, that goes back down to 0. And then, no new encounters, because we're in a safe location. So we go to the pursuit phase, there's no enemies, so nothing happens there. Hero phase, alright, everybody gets a turn, even though there's no encounter, which means that we are going to be able to equip cards and stuff, which is good. Unfortunately, I cannot reduce my enemy focus automatically. It's just going to have to rise until the next encounter. So we're going to equip the Scroll of Wisdom for free, equip the Ice Staff for 1, then going to use the Scroll of Wisdom right away again, which then is going to move 3 cards from here to the bottom of my deck. We're going to take another Frostbolt. We're going to take a Touch of Cold, and there's another Frostbolt, and there's a Frost Shield. I think I'm going to take another Frostbolt. The shields don't seem like I really need them at the moment. Anyway, so 3 cards to the bottom of my deck, buried that card. And then that's Herrig's turn. So he's going to go 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Wait, actually, I want to see if there's a card that will help me heal up faster, because I know there is, actually, but I don't know if I can afford it. Yeah, here it is. Move up to 3 frost cards from your discard pile to your hand. Bury this card. That's pretty cool. I'm going to keep an eye on that one, but I don't need it right now because the cards would be going straight to my hand, so no reason to do that yet. Okay, that's really cool though. Alright, now Venda's turn. Venda, do you have anything that you need to equip? We have an axe, but we can't equip another axe at the moment. So I think we're good. So she's just going to end her turn. And then we have our location, well, Just go through the steps here. Then we have defense phase, nothing's going to happen. If we had conditions, they would resolve. Then we have the encounter phase. There's no active encounter, so we are in a safe location, so we rest. So no encounter, safe location. We're going to rest 4 plus 1 each. So that's 1, 2. I want to put that Scroll of Wisdom right back. 1, 2, and then I'm going to take 3 more cards from here. And let's do Frost Shield. Cold Snap, and Arcane Inspiration. Those get back there. Venda is going to she gets 5, and she has 5 cards, so actually she's going to just put these back on any order she wants. So let's see, draw a card. Might as well put those at the top. Taunt, Blunt Bash, Taunt. Just to mix things up a little bit. Okay. And then that's done. Resting is done. And then we have our time phase. So, you do waste a round doing it, and remember the timer is ticking, but hopefully I can still make it back to Raw Force. If I need to, I can discard some Resolve tokens to run directly to an area. Okay, time. Strength of the Mists. Remove. Wow. Okay, so there's nothing relevant to that. It's just if I was in combat, it would make a difference. So that was nice. Good timing for that one. And then it is the end of the round. There are no active locations, so we are going to... That was an A. Move the left column down. Rel 4s is coming for me, actually. That's sort of nice. And we'll mix that one back in. All right, and we will begin the next round with another travel phase. Now, I could move up to the Snowy Crags. I could move to the Blackwood Trail, but that would be sort of a waste because that would be just another round that all I would be doing would be healing, and none of the characters really need it. Well, Venda doesn't need it, and it would be a waste to have Venda heal, or it would be a waste to spend a round just to heal Herrig and not have Venda have any use of it. So I could go here or here. I would have to spend Resolve to go here. Let me just double check what the cost is on that, but I think it's either equal to the number of players or equal to twice the number of players. Yeah, equal to the number of players to instead relocate to the party token to any unrevealed, perilous, or overrun location. So I could go, for instance, here directly. But since this place is shifting around so much, I don't think that's really necessary. Because for all I know, if I go here, then I'm definitely next to him unless he goes down here. So for all I know, he's going to go down here if I draw A again. Also, if I draw a B, this is going to move up, so I'm still going to be next to him. If I draw an E, then I will be moving away from him no matter what I do. Although I could get directly to him if I drew an E, using that discard Resolve action. But I'm just going to, we'll see what happens. We're going to go here. So... it's another... You know what? That's the other thing, is I need to find a Deadlands location. This is a Borderlands location. That's not helpful. When this is an active location, you may draw one additional reward when resolving the encounter aftermath. I'll have to remember that. That's pretty cool. Unfortunately, It is not the type of encounter that we needed, but nothing you can do really. And let's see. So reinforcement is done. Travel phase is not done because we need to actually start a new encounter now. So encounter Borderlands. That's it. We've got a raiding party. Setup rules none. Special rules none. Progression 1 for each enemy that leaves play. I win when there are 4 progress tokens on it or no enemies in play. That's pretty cool. That's a nice one. That is not too difficult. So I just need 4 red enemies. They must be brigands. That's a brigand. That is a brigand. She is a brigand. And he is a brigand. I wonder if they are all brigands. I think there's at least one that is not a brigand in here. Brigand, 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 brigand. No. So the Twisted Curse Bearer is the only one in here that I'm seeing that's not a brigand. Okay. So far, I've only seen red enemies. That's interesting. Usually you see much more of the green enemies and the blue enemies. Okay, so no special encounter rules. We're going to go straight to the pursuit phase, and I do not have a choice here. Herrig has to take the first enemy, the Blackwood Harasser, which is going to bring down from 5 down to 2. And it says Skullduggery. Whenever a player buries a card, remove 1 progress. Blah. Blackwood Mage Hunter would then, thank goodness, go to Venda, who is now down to 2, and now we get a choice who gets the Renegade Flamecaster. It would be better, of course, for the Renegade Flamecaster to go to Herrig, who has good defense against that kind of thing, which means that the Black Coven Caster is going to Venda. Okay. Now let me see this special ability, though. Whenever a player buries any cards, when a player buries any cards, when a player buries any cards. So all of these guys are just special abilities if they damage you. If they don't damage me, I don't need to do anything. Ha! Alright. Now we get hero phase. So who's going to go first? Who's going to go first? Well, I believe, once again, that Venda is in a pretty good situation to kill everybody, everybody in sight. So I could definitely get the Mage Hunter. I'm not sure about this Black Coven Caster, because the Black Coven Caster, I would need to deal 5 physical damage. Is there something that will help with that? Also, anything that has the Divine ability, there's a vulnerability for the Renegade Flamecaster and the Black Coven Caster, if I can get anything with Divine. Okay, so nobody has Divine, so I'm just going to begin with Venda. Let's see here. Let's see if I can take anybody else out without having to buy any new cards. Although, maybe there's something good in here. Crescent of Blood. After you resolve an action that eliminates an enemy, move any 1 axe card from your discard pile into your hero area. You may immediately resolve any 1 action of an axe card in your hero area. Wow, that is super good. That is very, very, very nice. Then I also have this taunt where I can move enemies into my hero area and deal 1 damage to them. That would be nice later on in the game, if I have, for instance, just 1 damage left to do to the enemy. But for now, the anemone, I guess. Okay, so how can I take out this Black Coven Caster? So, if I did the regular action of my Cleaver of Havoc, that would be 2 physical attack, discard up to 3 combat cards to deal +1 physical attack for each one. And then if I could defend against his attack, do I have my defending ability? Furious Denial? Yeah. Cancel up to 3 attack. So, if I can defend against his attack, I can just get away with dealing 2 damage to him, and then do the last one with Flame. Basically, I'm going to be putting fire tokens on him. So, that's an option. That would be a regular action, I suppose. Although, I could just do numerous fast actions to just put fire on him. Put 1 fire. I would have to discard a card each time I did it, but Now let's get rid of this Mage Hunter. He's going to be pretty easy to take out. Let me just double check one more time if there's any other cards I need. Add +1 range to any action I resolve. Double slash if I resolve an action of an action card. Yeah, I think I have that one. So I can also attack an enemy. If I damage them, I can knock them back, so they're not going to be hurting me again. That'd be pretty cool to pair with my Cleaver of Havoc. That's going to be putting flame tokens on him. But for now, I think I'm going to, let's see. So basically, one of them I'm going to have to attack with fast action, one of them I'm going to have to attack with a regular action, assuming I want to kill both of them. Or, I guess I could also do, I could pick up this, I'm going to pick up this Crescent of Blood now. Okay, 1, 2, 3, resolve. It's expensive, but this is going to be good. Okay. So first I'm going to deal with the Blackwood Mage Hunter. So I think for the Blackwood Mage Hunter I'm going to use my hand axe. And I'm going to use the regular action on it. Let me see. Yes. So I'm going to use a regular action on the hand axe. That's going to deal 2 physical damage and 2 enemy focus. And I can add 1 by discarding a combat card. Can discard this taunt card. So, and then that goes into my discard pile. Now, I could just do the fast action. I don't see any reason why not, except, no, I do want it in my discard pile. So, and then what is this Crescent of Blood? Is it when I eliminate an enemy? Yeah, so 2 physical damage, +1 from discarding a taunt card. That's 3 physical damage. He blocks 1 of them, so 2 go onto him. That kills him. That means I eliminate the enemy. That means I get a resolve. That means I put progress, and that means I get to recharge this 1 card, restore it. For my 1 point of restoration, although that's going to cost an extra. I didn't even move this at all. It was 1, 2, 3. It's going to cost an extra 1 to restore it, and I can then play the Crescent of Blood to move an axe card from my discard pile into my hero area. Check that out, and then immediately resolve 1 action of an axe card in my hero area. So now I'm going to resolve the regular action of the Cleaver of Havoc on this guy. So 2 damage. He's going to block both of those damage. But I'm also going to put a fire token on him as part of this action. And then I'm also going to, I can discard up to 3 cards to deal 2 or 3 additional, 1 additional damage for each one. So I believe I am going to, well, I could, let's see, I think I want to keep the Furious Strike in my hand. If I discarded these 2, well, no, see, if I discard all 3, then he's eliminated immediately. But then Might as well not use the Cleaver of Havoc then. I should just use my regular axe. Because if I'm going to be eliminating him immediately, it doesn't make a difference. So, discarding 3 combat cards, Blunt Combat, Blunt Combat, Blunt Combat, or Combat Resilience. Alright, discarding those 3 cards, deal 3 additional damage, 2 for his defense, 3 to kill him. He's dead. I get 2 more. I get 1 more progress. And I do have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That moves the reinforcements track up 1. Still have this axe in my hand, and this axe that I use the regular action of goes into my discard pile again. But then for eliminating an enemy, I get 1 restoration. So I'm going to take this Crescent of Blood and put it back on bottom of my deck. Then, at the end of my hero turn, no, not that one. Once per round as a fast action, I can move any 1 axe card from the discard tile to the top of my deck. And I also have this card, which I'm going to equip immediately. That will enrage an enemy in my hero area, but I have none, so Venda's turn is complete. That was pretty cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Back to Herrig. Herrig, the Frost Mage. Okay, so he has to deal with these 2. He could... How many progress do I need? 2 times the number of players. So I do want to kill both of these if I can. Okay, so what do I have in my hand here? I've got some Frost Shields, some Frost Bolts, Touch of Cold. So Touch of Cold goes well with my Blade of Shiver. So if I use my Blade of Shiver against one of them, I can then use Touch of Cold, discard an Arcane card to deal the enemy 2 magic damage. If it was a Frost card, it's 3 magic damage. So let's think about this. I could discard a Frost card to power this up to 3 physical, take away 2 physical, so I get 1, and then the Touch of Cold, I would have to discard another card, and it would have to be another Frost card to deal an additional 2. But I'm forgetting my Aura of Cold. Anytime I have a Frost card, deals any amount of physical or magic damage, that also lowers the target's physical or magic defense by 1. So, in fact, the Blade of Shiver, I wouldn't have to discard anything to deal 1 damage to him. And then the Touch of Cold, I'd still have to discard a card to use the Touch of Cold. But that seems pretty handy. And I could always discard one of these Frost Shields. So, since I'm not going to be defending this round. What was this? Ice Talisman, place a Frost card from my burial pile. Okay. Yeah, Ice Talisman is going to be pretty good for getting me healed back up again, too. So, I'm going to use the Blade of Shiver fast action. That costs 1, 2. Deals 2 physical damage, but also decreases his defense by 1, so it deals 1 damage to him. I'm then going to put this card on top of my deck. Well, that's sort of the end of the resolution of this. In the middle of the attack, though, after any physical damage was dealt to an enemy, discard 1 Arcane card to deal that enemy 2 magic damage. So I could discard any Arcane or Frost card to finish this guy off. I'm going to discard that one. So, and then I have to take 2 more enemy focus. And he is defeated. and I get 1 resolve. We get 1 progress. And then what was I going to do? So that was a fast action, so that's good. I still have a regular action. So I could use my ice staff, put it on top of my deck as though I were discarding an arcane or frost card. That's a regular action. And that would power up this Frost Bolt, which deals 2 magic damage. And again, I'm going to ignore 1 of her defense, so that's going to go straight through. So that's good. Put that on top of my deck. Discard the Frost Bolt. That's going to move up. Well, let me see if this has any requirements. No. That's going to move up 1, 2. Moves the reinforcements track up 1, but it doesn't matter because the battle is going to be over after this round. She's dead. We get another resolve, so we're up to 5 resolve now. And we get another progress. And let me see if I want to purchase any cards at the Mo. Let me see. Because I can't purchase after I've ended my turn. But I know the 4-cost cards, there's 2 4-cost cards in every person's deck, and those are super good. I could attach a Frost card to this card. There are 5 cards attached to this card. Deal 3 magic damage to all enemies in every area. Okay. Or Freezing Grip. Text boxes of all enemies with frost attachments are considered empty, except for any possible vulnerabilities, any special abilities that flip the special enemy cards. Bury this card at the end of the defense phase. That's pretty cool, but I'm not going to buy it. That's good for the final battle. Basically, I can ignore all special abilities, even on the final enemy, except for the abilities that cause him to flip. If I attach a frost card to him, of course. And then here, I can place a frost card from my discard pile on top of my deck, then put this card on top of my deck. So, frost card from my discard pile on top of my deck. I'm going to go for the Frost Bolt again. And then put this card on top of my deck, and that was another fast action. And that, I believe, is the last action I'm going to do on my turn. I could do 2 points of restoration, but I'm not desperate for it right now. So, draw back up to 5. And we shall move on. Alright, so defense phase, nothing to defend against. Encounter phase, the end conditions have been met. We just needed 4, or no enemies in play. So, this encounter has been resolved. And let's see. Disperse enemies, improve active location. We're going to improve the location. Draw 2 rewards, plus 1 because we are in the keep. So we found a hidden cachet. So 1, 2, 3 rewards here. And I assume I get to keep all 3 of them. I don't see anything that says otherwise. So, I get a Whetstone. I have Potion of Inspiration. Draw 3 cards. Place this card at the bottom of the reward deck. An Invisibility Potion. Move all enemies from your hero area to the quest area. Put this card at the bottom of the reward deck. Ah, man, that's some pretty cool stuff. Also, I can exchange any of these right when I get them for 1 resolve each. I think I might do that instead. I think I might keep this Arcane Whetstone, give that to Herrig, the Frost Mage. And I don't need the Potion of Inspiration at all. And the Invisibility Potion, move all enemies from your hero area to the quest area, put this card at the bottom of the reward deck. I mean, that would be pretty cool. if, for instance, I got some fire tokens on some of the enemies. But I think I would rather just have more resolve. So I'm going to put these 2 rewards back on the bottom of the reward deck and get 2 more resolve points instead. Okay, now I've successfully ended an encounter. I will attach the encounter card to Ralph Force the Way Changer, even though it doesn't do me any good because it's just one that a type that I've already gotten. Now, continuing on, Hero's Rest. If the location is safe, the location is safe. So we are going to rest, then we're going to reset our enemy focus. I'm just going to do that right now. And then we're going to draw to our draw limit. Alright, so everybody's at their draw limit. We don't need to draw, but we will rest. We get 2 restoration points plus the 1 on our hero charter. So everybody gets their crap back. Do that. 1, 2, 3. And Herrig is going to go 1, 2. We'll put out this Frost Runestone. 1, 2, 3. The magic characters are pretty tricky to use because they go through their deck like crazy. And they have all of these cards, like the Runestone that I just put there, that say, like, you can attach a Frost card to it, and it just basically counts as a Frost card in your hand. It doesn't count toward your draw limit, so you can draw even more cards into your hand and basically just have this for reserve for later on. But you never really have a chance to use it because you go through your deck like butter. Anyway, and then discard the active encounter, which we don't have a chance to do because the encounter just went and attached to Ralph Force. And then we're going to go to the time phase, draw a time card. Hope and Shadow 2 time, but each player immediately draws 1 card if able. So 1, 2 time enrage enemies. Doesn't make a difference here. Everybody draws 1 card if able. I think that does not mean you draw a card if you're under your draw limit. I think it means you draw a card if there's a card in your deck. So I'm going to draw a card for each character. And then we're going to go straight through to the reinforcements phase. There's no encounter, so we're going to go down to 0. Wait. At the end of the round, there's no active encounter, so we drew an F. Move the bottom row to the right. Well, look at that. Look at that. I actually have an opportunity to come face to face with Ralph Force right now, if I wanted to. And I might. And I've got a good amount of resolve saved up. I don't have too many more rounds. Actually, this game went really quickly because of the moving paths. I only actually had to do, what is it? Oh, you know what? I can't go to Ralph Force. I can't go there yet because I need a Deadlands encounter first. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move up here for my next travel phase. Well, never mind then. Move up there for my next travel phase, and then I'll have that entire row explored. And if things keep shifting around, I can just use my special fast movement. Should I go to the Hearthfire Inn and recharge the rest of these cards in using 1 more round? I don't think so. So I'm going to go spend 2 to move through any amount of safe locations to an unrevealed, perilous, or overrun location. I'm going to go here and reveal it, and it is Deadlands, so hopefully this will be a Deadlands encounter for me to add to Ralph Force. And this also has a hidden cache. It's an Ancient Barrow. Very good. Very, very nice. Okay. Less fewer restoration points, but okay. And it is perilous, and we draw an encounter, and it is a Deadlands encounter. Look at that. So, Dark Resurrection. We're going to draw 5 mindless enemies. Whenever any amount of progress is placed on the card, enrage all enemies in hero areas. And as a free action, I can discard a card to place progress on the card. A free action is like a fast action, so I can do it as many times as I want in one player turn. And then, so basically I can survive one round against the mindless hordes and just keep enraging them, or I can eliminate all of the enemies in play. Okay, and we will draw our enemies for this encounter, and then we will probably take a break, because I have to go get a bag of cat treats for my cat, who is having a birthday today. Alright, so 5, and they must be mindless. That is a sorcerer, he's not mindless. That is a mindless skeleton archer. That is a mindless cursed walker, also known as a zombie. That is also a mindless archer. That is a ravenous Draugr. Never know how to pronounce that. But that's basically like the Viking version of a zombie. He is also mindless, though. And sorcerer is not mindless. And we have a Bone Sorrow warrior. Alright, anybody have any special abilities as soon as they enter? The Cursed Walker doesn't attack the same round that he enters a hero area. The Skirmisher is one of those ranged enemies. So, who has... Well, the Cursed Walker has a stronger physical defense, and he's sort of weak against magic. The Bone Sorrow shooters are both weak against blunt, which Venda, all of her axes deal blunt damage, so I'm going to want them going to her. So 1, 2. Cursed Walker goes over here. 1, 2. The Bone Sorrow archer is going to go over here. 1. That means that he needs to go over here for 1. And then I choose who gets the Bone Sorrow warrior. The warrior. Well, he is also vulnerable against blunt attacks, so I suppose Venda should get him. And here's where I might want to consider also, I have an ability that actually deals fire damage. My Cleaver of Havoc does not deal fire damage, although, you know what, I think that one is errated. I think I gotta check that. It might be a fire, it might have the fire keyword attached, but I definitely have Fire Frost Mastery over here. So, put this in my hero area, reflex, any frost card that deals physical damage or magic damage also places 1 fire token on the targeted enemy. Now, as far as I understand the rules, due to the rules of keyword inheritance, if I use this to modify an attack, then that attack gains the flame keyword and would then deal 1 free damage to all of these enemies that I end up attacking. But I will need to check on that just to be safe. So, let's see, she's down to 0. So I think that's going to be it for now. We're going to come back in a minute and fight this battle.